Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to episode 7 of C++ for Beginners. Now, in the previous episode, we went over data types, but in this episode, we're actually going to go over variable arithmetic, so we can actually make a calculator that does something besides just adding. So, first of all, to start off the program, we're going to make two integers, and we'll have int a, and we'll set this to 20, and I'll show you something new real quick. You can declare and give a value to a variable on the same line if it's an integer. So I can have int a equals 20 and b equals 31. Now, we're going to do our cn.get so the console doesn't close right away. Now, before we had we'll have our sum equal a plus b, so we'll add a and b. We can also find the difference of a number, so we can do a minus b, and that'll give us the difference. We can do the product, and that is a times b. Notice that we do not use an x, we use an asterisk. It's hold shift and press A on the keyboard. And we also have the quotient, which is a divided by b. Now this is, your basic operations: adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. So we can go ahead and see out. Here, I'm going to also show you something new real quick. We don't have to make separate lines for our output. We can do cout sum end line, and then we can do difference end line, then we can do product end line product end line, and quotient end line. Sorry about that. Now if we run this, we should see here we go. It's taking a little while. As you can see, it does all the math here. Let's do a simpler one so we can kind of see what's going on. We'll do 10 and 5. Now if we run this, we'll see 10 plus 5 is 15, 10 minus 5 is 5, 10 times 5 is 50, and 10 divided by 5 is 2. And that is your basic arithmetic using variables, but there's one more which doesn't get used as often. It is called a modulo. Oops. And this gets the remainder of a division equation. So in regular a divided by b, it will just give you the number and take off the remainder. But this modulo or modulus, it will actually show you the remainder. So if we run this with, let's say, 11 and 5, we'll run this and we'll see 11 plus 5 is 16, 11 minus 5 is 6, 11 times 5 is 55, 11 divided by 5 is 2, and we actually forgot our modulo. Okay, give another one of those. And now, okay, sorry. And as you can see, the remainder is 1. So 5 goes into 11 2 times, and then the modulo gives us the remainder 1 right there. And that is the basics of what you can do. Now, there's also, in C++, we can do int a equals 50, b equals 20, and c equals 2. Now, we can get the answer of a problem. We can use parentheses, which will tell the program to add or do the problem. Whatever's in the parentheses gets done first. So you do the parentheses first, and then we'll times it by c, and see out the answer and an end line. And as you can see, a plus b is 70, and 70 times 2 is 140. And if we switch this around and we'll do add a and c first and then times it by b, we should get a different result. And as you can see, this is 1040. So as you can see, whatever's in the parentheses gets done first. Now there's one more thing I'd like to show you real quick, and that is the increment and decrement operator. So if we have int n equals 20, we can do n plus plus, which adds 1 to n. So if we see out n and the line, we should see actually 11, because n equals 10, and then n plus plus means add 1 to 11, so we have now 11. We can also do minus minus, which is the decrement operator, and we'll get 10 minus 1 is 9. Now, we can also, if you want to change a variable to itself, you need to do, for instance, if we want to add 5 to n, we need to do n equals n plus 5, which is going to take n, which is 10, 10 plus 5 is 15, and set it to n. So if we do this, it's 15, but and you can do this with the multiplication, the divide, the minus, and modulo as well. But an easier shorthand, you can do n plus equals 5, which just means add 5 to n, and that's the new value of n permanently. So if we do that now, it'll be 15. You can do multiplication. It'll do 10 times 5 is 50, and I think you get the point. But that about wraps up this video. I need to go get my tater tots out of the oven, so I'll catch you in the next episode. See ya.